Hello. I think we're live. Yeah, it looks like it. Hey team, how's it going? Refreshing. Good afternoon, RKON. How are you? Let's turn that music down just a little bit. Good evening. So, welcome to a hobby hangout. Doing another one of these. These are always good fun. Once again, I am woefully underprepared. And I haven't decided what it is I'm going to do today. I do, however, have some Razorbacks in front of me. These Razorbacks need finishing. They're looking pretty good already. I'm pretty pleased with them. We're on to the highlighting stage of the Razorback. So I figured that's what I would do today. And if I get through enough of the highlights, I would also then be able to paint some turrets. Do that live as well. So I've got some assault cannon turrets here that need doing. As you can see, they just slot right in there. This song's cool. We've got some assault cannon turrets. They will not remain grace here. We've also got some las cannon turrets that need doing as well. And I really love the las cannon turret. I was thinking about this the other day. I love it because when I sprayed them, I put them up like this and sprayed them up right like that, just to make sure I get all of it. And I was like, this makes a pretty dope looking anti-aircraft turret. But of course the same can apply for the assault cannon Razorback, twin assault cannon turret. So yeah, this is what we're going to be working on today. I've made the decision. It's an executive decision. That's what we're doing. So, before we get on with the stream this time, I'm going to mention it now so I don't forget. I forgot last week. We have turned on Super Chat. So, if you want to, please don't feel like you have to, but if you want to, if we do something cool, or you know, I ask a question, or you just feel like supporting the channel, you can send a super sticker or a super chat, which gives you a highlighted message. You can send that through with a nominal fee. It's entirely up to you though. You'll be helping me purchase my first golden yacht / keeping the lights on, and it would be much appreciated, but honestly please don't feel like you have to. But yes, we do have the super chat function switched on now, so if you want to, you can give a small donation to help keep the lights on, but again, please don't feel like you have to. So as I say, we are painting Razorbacks today. We've done most of the hard work on them. As I said, we are just onto the highlighting stage of these guys, which is always fun. But it's one of the things that I think I get asked the most questions about, or asked for the most help on, is how to do highlights. So I think doing as many of these styles things, love hobby streams where I demonstrate how I do my highlighting at least, is pretty useful, no? So, get those out of the way. Music is a touch loud. Okay. Is that better? I can't guarantee every track will be a banger. Is that better though? Now it's a bit quieter. Do let me know. Right, where to start? Because all the red is done, so probably best to start with the black, isn't it? Because that's the easiest place to start. So I think that requires a pot of Dawnstone. So as per usual, you're going to see me slide off screen and come back with a pot of Dawnstone. Here we are. Oh, it helps if I bring a brush as well. Need a brush. Artis Opus brushes. How to do it. Hello, Michael. Senpai. Right. Here we go. So, here we go. I've never batch painted Razorbacks before, so it's been quite an interesting experience the last couple of days. I'm famously not somebody who owns a lot of vehicles in my own personal armies. Just because I really like running tons and tons of infantry. That for me is the most fun. But these Razorbacks are for a customer. And I've made a mistake by leaving them to the end. But there we go. You live and learn, eh? So we'll start left to right, I reckon. Is that going to be too big a brush? Maybe. Right, well, let's just get you out of the way for now. Here we go. First one. Let's just use my usual go-to size 00. Start with a nice easy highlight just there. We've got another one just in here. Ooh. You're doing well already. We need to touch that back up with a little bit of Black Templar a bit later, but never mind. So basically what I usually do is I just kind of go around. Hello Kareem from Montreal. Just gonna start picking out all of the... And these Razorback doors are lovely. I don't know where Karen got them from though. So what I do when I'm trying to do kind of highlights like this is try to use the edge of my brush as much as I possibly can, but obviously it comes a point where you can't really use the edge of the brush when you're trying to paint details like this one just here, because, you know, there's not really anywhere for you to get the edge of the brush, so at that point you just got to use the tip. But similarly, like with kind of anything when it comes to painting, I always recommend that you just move the model rather than move your brush, because it just makes things a hell of a lot easier. So like here as well, I'm just going to use lots of tiny little strokes just to pick out the feathered nature of this motif, this angel motif on the side door here. And you're just kind of taking the paint off it. And the thing that's really effective with little things like this is that actually if you don't hit every single one, it creates a little bit more pop on those highlights. Just like that. That looks pretty good. Now we're just going to do this back bit. Pick out those rivets. And just pick out the bottom edge on the grate. So that would better be where the light catches off it. Just going to reinforce this one up here a little bit just to make it a little bit brighter. There you go, that looks marvellous. As though we're just going to keep moving around. Whoop! Well, if you don't drop it. Let's get this little area just here. Like so. We've got the box. So I'm just using as I say, just keep using the side of my brush. So now we just keep moving around again. Do that a little bit there. Jobs are good. So now we can come around and do the opposite side. It's just quite a methodical way of going about doing one's highlights. Now we've got another one of these to do. So I can use the outside of my brush to do that section there because it's quite a deep detail. Once again. And then you need to pick out that rivet there. Marvellous. Hello, Tiago Souza. I just need to feather out these. Oop. Lovely. Make sure we get that edge, same as we did on the other side. And this time we'll be very careful on that inside edge. Like that. There we go. So we've been all the way around now. So now what I do usually on this kind of thing is to now go over the top if I need to, which in this case with the Razorbacks I absolutely do. So I got to start here on the front. Lots of tiny little highlights on here. At this point, because it's getting smaller, I'm going to maneuver it away from me so I can look at the angle and then just use the side of my brush to pick up a load of the small ones at the same time. So always trying to kind of move with the grain of the model. When you're doing kind of highlights this small, you just want to be careful with how much you've got on your brush. A little bit just there that we've missed. There we go. One wing. Next wing. tiny little highlights here. Just angling my brush away. Just to pick up those edges. Like that. That looks pretty good. Happy with that. How many people do you get asking about commissions? Do you know what? It's a weird one. It happens in fits and starts. So, like, for like a month, I won't hear anything. Like, I'll maybe get one person who's interested. And then for like a period of about 3 days, I'll pick up like 5 or 6 people wanting something doing. It's really odd. I think it depends on like release schedules and things like that, and when new stuff gets announced, and when people kind of realize they're going to a tournament, that kind of thing. It seems to be kind of how and when it happens. Oh, this is going to be so tricky. Ooh. Whew. I was holding my breath there. Got to do it on the other side as well. It's way too much Dawnstone on my brush at once. There we go. We're cooking with gas here. So it's in areas like this that it can get a little bit tricky. So at this point I often like to just kind of pick my battles. So it becomes a little bit less of a full-on highlight. It's more of a picking out the areas where it matters to pick it out. So for example, like round here on the back, it doesn't really matter because once the turret is on, you won't ever really look here. But what we're doing is we're just picking out kind of little areas here and there to give it that kind of impression of being a spot highlight. That. You can just pick out the little rivets, well not rivets, I guess channels in the turret like this. Then we should pick up that central column just there, and just there as well. We'll pick out this little section as well. And then it's onto the Stormbolter. So again, with something like this, you can just like pick out the top parts, and it's just as effective as doing most of it. So like, there we go. So that looks pretty good. So then we just need to do these little sections here. Just like that. Just adds a little bit of solidity and structure to those details. Is there an angle on that side? Yes, there is. I just want to grab this little section here. Get that as well. Get that little angle up there as well. Oh. And now all that's left to do is the rope. There we go. One down. Stephen Durst. Is that how you say it? Love your stuff, Warhipster. Thank you very much. Right now I'm working on building my Space Wolves, just starting the hobby, but can't find Grey Seer in the US. That's annoying. A reasonable substitution for Grey Seer is a white spray, or any kind of really light grey. The others in the chat will know if, you know, there's a Vallejo primer and stuff like that, because I don't use that kind of thing. What is best for Space Wolves, Techmarine or Iron Priest? Are they technically the same thing? Isn't Iron Priest the Techmarine version of... Sorry, isn't the Iron Priest the Space Wolves version of the Techmarine? I'm not entirely certain on that one. I think the best thing for Space Wolves is, I think you definitely want some librarians, rune priests. For your Space Wolves, as long as you can get to that kind of tone, you'll be good. Great to see you have a part of the new Foundation series. What's the new Foundation series? One is Primaris and the other is the old version. I see. Right, okay. It depends what you're fixing, how you want to move them around. I think if you want something that can keep up with, basically, if you're running like a bunch of Land Raiders or the equivalent, you'd want to put an Iron Priest in there to ride with them, because then they can keep up. If you were to paint if you're doing like a bunch of like impulsors and things and you want the Techmarine to keep up, at that point you use the Techmarine. Because presumably that's why you're putting them in your list, right? Unless you're just kind of wanting a guy to backline with a bunch of Dreadnoughts, for example, then I would probably recommend the Techmarine, because he's a little bit tougher. The Primaris one. Hi, just a question for you. Painting Lord Croak for A Tale of Many Warhipsters. Does Dark Angel's basing with Black Templar over the top give a greeny tinge to the black? It's a Jared Harris reference. Oh, okay. Thanks, Rambo Squirrel. With Black Templar over the top, give a greeny tinge to the black. It will, but Dark Angel's green is quite dark in and of itself. So you'll either want to thin down the Dark Angel's green or thin down the Black Templar when you put it over. Because if you do them both straight out the pot, that greenness probably won't come through as well as you were hoping. Sup, Kataro? How are you? Right. You probably don't want to see me do Dawnstone highlights on another Razorback, do you? I do have the paint thinned down. I might have to do it. Yeah, I got Bjorn in Victor Warsuit and the Venerable Dreadnought. Yeah, I think that if they're like I said, if they're backlining and they're acting as like an artillery thing, I think and Richard Gwatkin is here. He's a much more competitive player than I am. He'll know, like, he's better at that kind of thing than I am. But I would go with the Primaris Techmarine just because he is that little bit tougher. Would Warp Lightning be better? Warp Lightning might be a little pale. But Warp Lightning does cover over very easily. It depends on the detail you're painting. For Croak, are you painting the is it, which part of it is it? Is it this bit here, for example? Because that I'd actually do with something like Creed Camo, for example, and then come down to the black. I will get on with painting him very soon. Trust me. Don't you worry. My local gaming school was very happy with you, by the way, as your Lumineth Realm Lord video got them lots of contrast paint sales. Excellent. Long may it continue. Who is your local gaming school? Local gaming store? Do you use a wet palette? I do not. I do not use a wet palette. I use a bog standard piece of paper palette. Citadel palette paper. The throne he sits on. I don't have any Croak pictures nearby. I will get on with painting him. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can do this live for you. Croak, new model. Let's just do that. Images. Let's have a look. The throne upon which he sits. So like the actual. So this bit here. Because for that, looking at the model, so for that bit in the middle, looking at it, it looks like a similar tone to Gaunt. To Ibram Gaunt. And I'll show you what I mean, because I've got him helpfully right here. So you see his trousers. I might have to I'll refocus the camera here. Hang on. So you see his trousers? See if I can bring the light a bit closer. There we go. That is Wildwood, followed by Black Templar, and then Storm Vermin Fur as the highlight. But you could use something like Orc Flesh, or you could use Warp Lightning. It might be a little pale. Orc Flesh is a good medium ground. Militarum Green is, well, Militarum Green comes out quite light. Creed Camo, that would work as a pre-shade for black. Is artist... I need to refocus again. 1 second. That looks about right. Yeah. So, what size... is Artist Opus brushes good? Yes, very good. I have the Series M set. So, that's the ones I use. It's a £50, 50 quid set. sterling. Don't know what that would be in dollars or euros or anything like that. But Paul, if it helps you, I'm going to put the Gaunt's Ghost. It might not help you. You might look at it and just go, no, this isn't appropriate. But I am going to put Gaunt's Ghost up as early access for Patreon, so you'll be able to see the recipe in full, including those camo cloaks, which, you know, that green might help you at certain points as well. How do you find out what color the armor for Tech Marine is? Funny you should mention that. So Tech Marines, as far as I know, even in the Space Wolves, are grey. Not grey. Yeah, grey. They are the same grey as the I think, because Space Wolves Librarians aren't blue. They're in the same grey. But if you want to paint a Tech Marine in the traditional Tech Marine colours, you can check out my tutorial on how to paint Tech Marines, which I've just dropped there in the chat for you. Right, what state is this paint in? Is it still thin? Yes, very. Okay, I'm gonna do another Razorback. So we'll start in exactly the same place. Good evening, Marty. Let's see if I don't mess this one up again. Yeah, got it. Yeah, you did a Blue Angels one. I love watching your videos. Thank you very much. I found you by watching your Space Wolves Combat Patrol videos. Ah, that's nice. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing those Space Marine Combat Patrols. I really need to do the Dark Angels one. Not Dark Angels, Dark Eldar one. Drakari. But, time gets away from me. In fact, I'm pretty certain there's been other ones since the Drakari one. Is that right? Is there an Admech one? Yes, the Blood Angels Tech Marine. Yeah, so all Tech Marines, as far as I know, canonically, Tech Marines generally wear the red of Mars. Some don't. I think Space Wolves might be one of the ones that just wear the traditional Space Wolves armor. but I'm not 100% certain on that. So yeah, that Techmarine video is a generic Techmarine, because even if you were an Ultramarines Techmarine, you would wear that red. If you were an Imperial Fist Techmarine, you would wear that red, for example. Similar to like how Chaplains wear black and Librarians wear blue. I've heard a very similar thing about the Combat Patrol for the Sisters. And I'm in two minds about doing that video, because I've pretty much covered all of it before. And we've done so many Black Armor tutorials. There's one Sisters order that I've not done a tutorial for yet, and it's the white ones that I can't remember the name of. Sacred Flame? Is that what they're called? Good evening, Flingus Dingus. Space ones wear leashes, don't they? Shots fired! Oh, here we go. Whoa. That's the second time I've done that, and exactly the same thing. Eternal Flame? Oh wait, no. I don't know which sister order it is. It's not Ebon Chalice, because they're black armor. Same as the Order of our Martyred Lady, pretty much. We've done the Argent Shroud. We've done the Bloody Rose. One of those things though where I think I've released videos and put myself into a corner, so like if that Sisters Combat Patrol does come out, well, not if, as and when it does, if I pick it up, then it would be a case of, well, whichever order of you know, whichever sacred order is left, that's the one I end up having to do the set in, right? If it's the white ones. Valorous Heart? No. Don't worry, but this song is giving me serious Toto vibes. You know what I mean? Awesome. Sacred Rose might be right. I would Google it, but I'm just... As you can tell, I'm a little busy. Oh, doing that detail makes my top lip spat. The rain's down in Cheltenham, yeah. I would sing the song, but that's how you get demonetized. You don't want that. This is my livelihood. Look at that, such confidence. Just went in completely blind there, just thought, yeah, it'll be alright. We've got the little vents here on the side of the storm bolter. How to get those? There we go. Now just the rope. There we go. 2 Razorbacks down. There is something quite cool about lots of tanks at once, isn't there? Frustrating, isn't it? So we do. I think we do need to do a Sacred Rose tutorial at some point, then, don't we? Oh, it's twice I've done that now. I do apologise if that makes people's ears go. Just smash my cup into the microphone. Right, well, we've got one more Razorback to highlight. The joys of batch painting, eh? After this it's gold and then silver. Good evening, Jonathan De Silva. I love the way you painted the Hounds of Morkai. Thank you very much. They are one of my favourites. Because they've got that oh so distinctive armour colour. And it was a real challenge to figure out what that tone was. Because, like, I kept looking at the box art for them and I was like, nah. it doesn't really compute. And so in that situation, quite often what I do is I'll watch what they do over at Warhammer TV, and they go with I think it was Dark Reaper and then a hard rust grey highlight, and I didn't like it. So I was just trying to figure out like how to get that sort of slightly blacker Dark Reaper but with that same blue tone. Oh, it was a real challenge. I really enjoyed it though. I guess lots of white armor offsets the lots of black armor you'd be doing. It would, yes. The problem with the white armor is there's basically, as far as I can tell, two recipes. You've got a slightly blue or a slightly grey. They're both cold. I've never seen a warm white, other than like doing bone, which I guess the Solar Watch almost is. But yeah. Hey, Warhipster, do you use a magnifier lamp? I do not use a magnifier lamp because I have two magnifier lamps attached to my face at all times. Good evening, Chris. Hello, I'm loving your Silent King. I plan to do mine very similar. Awesome. I love the Silent King. He's a cracking model. Right. I know you've seen it twice already, but we're going to do the third and final Razorback, so I don't have to come back to it. So, once again, still got that Dawnstone all finned down, which is lovely. The joys of the batch. Whoop. I use Caracan white recesses sometimes. Interesting. Is that kind of for a... Is that like finned down or just like straight out the pot? Just to give it that kind of bony feature? That's a really cool idea. I like that a lot. Thought I'd tune in and have a watch / listen as I pick my quins ready for my upcoming tournament. Awesome. What tournament are you going to? Also, what's your quin scheme? Are you a crazy man who does 1,000 diamonds, or is it kind of slightly more simple than that? I've got a Harlequin mask somewhere that that I bought specifically for the channel, and then I can't remember what came out. I was gonna do the full-on tiny diamonds. Would you ever do D&D mini / content for the channel? Yeah, I absolutely would. I think that would be fun. There's some seriously impressive D&D stuff out there. Be really fun to do a D&D campaign on the channel, wouldn't it? Actually, thinking about it. Over Discord. Ooh. Do you know what? That's something that's never crossed my mind before. Obviously because I live in Cheltenham, so very far away from all the lovely folks of London. You and I should talk, Rich. Because you are a seasoned D&D player. Much more so than I. It'd be a lot of fun. Oh, you've got my mind erasing. I just went down a little more than I usually would. Yeah, that's always a good idea. Dan, you make edge highlighting look so easy. Sorry. I have been doing a lot of them recently. One of the things I think really helped me was practicing hand-eye coordination. And I did that by kind of drawing on paper with paint, because it's a different skill, isn't it, to using a brush. 3 times I've done that now. Three times I've done that. It's a different skill to drawing with a pencil, because a pencil is hard, whereas the brush is soft by its very nature. So like, it's slightly trickier to control. Do 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 do. A really great little technique for practicing kind of brush control and edge highlighting, funny enough, is drawing figures of 8 on a palette, or you could do it on a mini, I suppose. But that's one of the things that I learned to do, to practice the kind of skill of knowing the pressure with which to apply to the brush, because really what you're looking for is you're looking for the brush to effectively just glide across that surface rather than it being an actual stroke of paint. So like, if I go really close here, you see what I mean on this edge. What I'm just trying to do is not make really much. If you see, like, the brush isn't really kind of bending at all. I'm just trying to very gently make contact with that edge like that. And once you get that kind of coordination with your eye, knowing how far away your brush, how long your brush is, it makes highlighting a lot easier. Because you're just, like I said, you're just kissing that edge. And the edge of the, like, kind of the side of your brush and the angle, it's all stuff that you just learn with practice. At least that's the annoying answer. Oh, it's way too much. There we go. Oh, put an inside edge there, I haven't done. Whoopsie! There we go. Do 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 do. Is that a quick wash? Now we've got some detritus on the end of our brush, which we don't want. And of course I've pulled all the paint off. Lovely. Alright, here we go. Oh no, I'll do these first. Alright, here we are. Whew. This is the nervous part. There we go. Managed to get through 3 of those without making a blob, which is nice. Whew, there we go. Sorry about that. a little bit quiet. Ooh, we've got a bit of build up of Dawnstone on here, we don't want that. Let me just lift that off. Wow. Here we go. Now for the rope. Marvellous. And I should probably do this little turret as well, because I forgot to do it on the last one. Just quickly finish that off so we can get all the black done. Then we can move on to slightly more interesting things. Do. Nearly there. There we go. No, still fine. Sorry about that. British Armed Forces tournament. I'm going with a simple scheme, no diamonds on the troop, but loads of bright colours. That's awesome. British Armed Forces tournament. That's really cool. Good luck with it. Definitely be up for a D&D campaign, either player or DM. Interesting, Richard. We shall definitely talk. I painted a Harlequin troop and 3 skimmers for my nephew. Absolute eye melt to paint, but they came out pretty good. I can imagine. Did you ever figure out the 4K filming and editing? Yeah, I don't have the IT to do it currently at this point. I need a... what I need is I need a PC. With a 2 terabyte hard drive. So my Mac has a 250 gigabyte hard drive. Now, sometimes when I'm doing things like, for example, Kragnos, when I'm painting in like large schemes and I'm doing like fur and stuff, sometimes the camera's rolling for 3 to 4 minutes. In other times, it can run for like 9 to 10 minutes. When that happens with 4K footage, it ends up being 50, 60 gig. And my computer just cannot handle it. And when it tries to edit from an external hard drive, it can't handle that either. So I'd have to buy an external SSD. Solid, yeah. You know, solid state. The good one. I'd have to buy an external one of those to edit from it. And at that point, I think the sensible thing to do is to save some money over a long period of time. And to buy a PC specifically so I can do 4K. Because you're right, it would be a great 1080p 60 FPS is pretty good at the moment, I think. But yeah, it's something that my computer, my IT provisioning physically cannot handle 4K. It just can't. Is there a Blood Angels Redemptor Dreadnought tutorial coming soon? Yes. Finally getting around to building some suppressors tonight. Nice. There was a UK championship of D&D? That's fun. Can you play D&D competitively? I mean, I know you can play it competitively. You can play anything competitively, right? Yeah. I mean, my Mac is... This Mac is fine for what I'm doing now. It is absolutely fine for what I'm doing now. I think to take that next step up in terms of going to 4K, this, that, and the other, I need to seriously bump up the RAM, storage, all of that. I don't know enough about computers, but like I know enough. I don't know enough though, and I can't handle. I did a little bit of a test, with some 4K footage, and it just slowed the whole thing right down. And these were just with like 15-second clips, and it was like 500 megabytes. It was ridiculous. With what loadout are you going to build the Redemptor? So the Redemptor Dreadnought that I'm going to build is it's a commission, and it's going to have every weapon on it. So I'm learning to magnetize Redemptor Dreadnoughts as well at the same time. But so you know, this is something that I've not put the magnet on there yet because I needed a 1mm thick magnet, but it's going to have every single weapon option because that's what the customer wants. He wants the plasma, he wants the Gatling cannon, frag storms, storm bolters, the Icarus, heavy flamer, underslung Gatling. He wants all of it doing. So this is my next thing after I've got these 3 Razorbacks done. So yeah, that'll be when the tutorial comes out. So I'll be working on that next. Obviously these aren't glued in. Just to say, with this Redemptor Dreadnought, Blood Angels Redemptor Dreadnought, he's going to have some custom work done on it as well. So, for example, I'm going to be doing like I did on my Redemptor Dreadnought. Where I'm going to be gluing sanguinary guard wings to the carapace and things like that. So, but I'll include all of that in the video. Well, you'll see it as I paint it. Yeah, we're talking 20 plus years. I think TSR ran it. It's interesting. I like the idea of competitive D&D. That's kind of like... It's almost like Battle Royale, isn't it? So how's that for an ambitious D&D campaign? That we do battle royale style D&D campaign where we get like 30 or 40 people to split off into various different groups. We drop them all into one island and then we fight. Who can come out on top? I suspect that would be the most difficult thing in the world to DM. Quite possibly. So, this is really sad music. Let's skip that. I was getting bummed out then for a minute. Okay, what's next on the Razorbacks? The Razorbatch, as it was said earlier. I will try and include some of the magnetizing. I think I'll try. It's a process that I'm not 100% sure on myself as well, so I'm learning as I go. I'll try and film some of that as well. I'll definitely tell you where I've put all the magnets and what magnets I've used. It's just actually showing you doing it. Like I said, I'm still learning how to do it, so I think the comp D&D stuff, it's teams versus teams. I thought so. Much better to just focus on telling a great story, in my opinion. I would agree. I would very much agree. The campaign I've been running with my closest friends. We've been doing Horde of the Dragon Queen. It's been brilliant. It's been a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. We're on to the second half, if anyone's familiar with Horde of the Dragon Queen. And we're having an absolute blast. I don't know where to go next with these. What's the next colour that needs doing? Should we do the gold? What do you reckon? Gold or silver? I'll leave it up to you. Which one do you want to see? How's that for a cop-out? Sounds like it was how it's okay. I've been running my private D for a year, over a year. That's really cool. Custom story. That's really awesome. Ours has been. How long has ours been running now, Chris? When did we start it? We definitely started it. I think we've just hit over just a year, maybe, or at least approaching it. I was still in London when we started it, so... And I was about to move back now, so it would have been... April, May when we started last year? It's taken us a while, and as Chris says, we do upset our DM quite a lot by talking absolute nonsense for ages. All the same scenario for each team. Points would have hitting different points in the adventure. It was a custom adventure for the tournament. Pretty fun as a one-off. That's awesome. If you're going to go bling, then it has to be gold. You guys want to see the gold, don't you? Alright. So the gold this gold is Retributor armor shaded with some Basilicanum grey. So the next colour is Liberator Gold. So I'm going to go and get Liberator Gold. Give this one a good shake. Grab my medium layer. We're going to need a lot of this, I think. Here we go then. Liberator Gold. Right. Now we'll move you out of the way. And you out of the way. And we'll go right to left this time. How's that for novel? Let's just slightly big rush. Because one of the things we do need to do here is, for the large gem sections, we need to layer this Liberator Gold over. So nice and bright. Got one there, one there, one there, and one there. And just start picking out those edges. There we go. Got this big gem right here on the front. There we go. More over here. Looks pretty good to me. Just got a few little gold details just up here. Just put the bullet casings. More bullet casings. Okay. Just missed a little bit of gold. Just there on that side. Okay. That looks sufficiently shiny to me. One down. Definitely looking forward to playing more 40k though as things start to... Oh, sorry. Love using the Basilicanum Grey over metals. Yeah, chewy. This is my favourite. I love it too. I also really like using Fire Slayer Flash. I really enjoy that one. Retributor armor, I'm probably better on D&D rules than 40k rules at the moment as I'm playing DMing it more often. Yeah, I'd say I'm probably exactly the same. Played one game of Warhammer 40,000 in the last year, 18 months. Upsetting the DM is an integral part of playing RPGs. Our DM, who was fiendish by the way, used to get properly unamused with our party, especially in a city where we all turned into shopaholics. Excellent. I can't wait to start playing games again. Been playing Cursed City and D&D as we've said, but there's not enough dice involved. No. You did run a Soulbound. I really enjoyed Soulbound. That's another thing I would like to do on the channel, is run a Soulbound campaign. That would be a lot of fun. I'll paint all the characters for it. I promise. Has anyone else played Soulbound? It's really good. I would recommend it. Plus it's just nice to explore a little bit more of the Age of Sigmar setting. If you're into such things. And if you're not into such things, you should get into such things. Because Age of Sigmar is awesome. Looks nice and shiny. I'll actually do those bolt casings now. Make room in your brain for it, Richard. Soulbound was interesting because I think it was a little tricky at first. At least that was my thought, was just because it's all done with D6s. You have to compare values and this, that, and the other, and there's a lot more elements of what I thought, at least when we played it, Chris, was that there were a lot more elements of Warhammer tabletop game than RPG game in there, and that's not a bad thing. It's just a little weird when you're kind of used to a D20 system. But like, for example, how you roll X number of D6s based on your character's stat to do a thing. So like, I want to attack. Alright, what's your, I think it was body score? That's how many dice you get to do it. That's how many D6s you get to do it. And then you roll that, and you then need, 4 up, 5 up, depending on your opponent's toughness. Obviously, quite a lot of the time that's not stuff you have to worry about, because it's something that the DM has to worry about. But yeah, it's an interesting game. I think once you've mastered it, it's a lot of fun. I wouldn't say that we mastered it, but I think we got pretty close. Like, we didn't get to do the leveling up system, which I think would have just made it make a bit more sense as a game. But again, that one shot was so much fun. It was just nice to roleplay in the Mortal Realms. I, of course, played as a Stormcast. What was her name? Vel Arturius? Because I love the Stormcast. I wanted to be a Hallowed Knight, but I had to be a Hammer of Sigmar. Only the faithful. I love the idea of playing a Soulbound campaign, Chris, I meant to say, as a Celestial Vindicator. Because they go silent when they go into war. They're very loud up until it, and then they just go completely silent. Is my understanding. I might be confusing them with Knights Excelsior now. I'm second guessing myself. Lovely. I'm building more brutes this evening. Awesome. You may have more than you thought. What's more than you thought? Is this the third one? It is the third one, yes. There's loads of role-playing there. The D6 system and the amount you get takes some getting your head around. Yeah. Mighty see, oops, wrong, sorry, wrong game. What's wrong game? Painted all the Nighthawk out of Soulbound. Oh, you mean Soul Wars? That was a beautiful range. The Nighthawk range is gorgeous. The Nighthawk range is the only thing that I've shown to my partner Alice, and she's gone, ooh, I like those. Probably because GW only makes D6s. Yeah. You think Cubicle 7 wanted to do something different to the D20 or D100 system? That, yeah. I never did play Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. I see the book in the wild every so often, and I go, woohoo! And then I don't buy it. Would that just be you alternating being broody and screaming? Yes, that is exactly what it would be if I was playing it that way. I thought the sprues were 4 framed to a box. They're 3. Ah. I see. Ooh. Blocking those big teardrops. Ooh. Need to fix that later down the line. There we go. All the gold done. I would love to design my own tabletop war game one day, either RPG or war game. That would be cool. That would be very cool. Which one are you leaning towards? War game or RPG? I like the idea of a tabletop game that's based on this battle royale thing that's going around. Three times, 4 times. I was thinking about how to do it, how you could execute that on a table that's a reasonable size. But like, it'd basically be like a war game but you acquire war gear on site by doing tasks, which it probably already exists. Yeah, exactly. Fortnite, but you know, less children. Where you get to pick which children you play with. There we go. We've done all of the gold now. On all three. So now it'll be time to do silver in just a minute. Like if you could the way I saw it was like it was procedural, so like you would have you'd have a tabletop. So say like this is the map. This Citadel map. Painting mat is the map. And then like you'd have the map and then you'd have sections that you would then blow up and then use tiles to create the area. Using your team, you would go through it and it would generate random encounters with other potential teams, like controlled by the AI, for example. But there's gear rewards for going there, this, that, and the other. And basically the objective is to survive and get through most of these zones as quickly as you possibly can. RPGing, the way you go through. It's kind of like if you were to take like a Warhammer Quest thing, but give it multiple different zones style thing. That's my idea. Feel free to take it. I do enjoy these streams because I always come up with, I like to talk about these strange ideas I have. Like a couple of weeks ago we were talking about what Warhammer games should exist and basically taking other games that already exist and just slapping a Warhammer IP over the top of it. Yeah, see? Didn't crash the microphone that time. I would love a small... I would love something like that. Rich. Something that focuses more on the story than like the pickup game attitude. I agree. Primark Sims. Play the Sims but with Primarks. That'd be good fun. Very murdery. Like a narrative space Hulk against the clock and against other teams. Yeah, like that. That you could play, because you could theoretically take something like that and you could run your own team of 4. Or you could play with 3 other friends. But you could also compete against other teams of 4, or other people could run a team of 4, and they just have to navigate through the encounters. Something to put my degree in creative writing to use. Yeah. Yeah. I'm still searching for something to put my degree in music technology to good use. So it's weird that I have a YouTube channel and not my own podcast. How are we doing on the... Right. The last highlights to do is the silver. And there's the gems as well, actually. There's two different styles of gems on here. Okay, what do you want to see? Do you want to see silver or do you want to see gems? I'm not playing the using my degree game. You should use your degree to plan terrain for me. That's what you should do, Chris. Which do you want to see, guys? Silver or gems? Silver. Got one vote for silver. Silver. 2 votes for silver. There's currently 12 people here, so... Silver! You want me to do the the silver details? I mustn't look behind me. I'm focusing on Razorbacks. I've just got a box of really awesome stuff behind me, but I really can't focus on it. Gems. Got to vote for gems. It's 2-1. I'll give you 2 more minutes to vote for silver or gems. I suppose it comes in use for organising stuff in the archive / doing IP asset management. Be quite good for terrain as long as you want loads of churches. And I do want loads and loads of churches. Gem. Got 2nd vote for gems. It's 2-all on gems. Sorry, 2-all on gems and silver. Gold, just to be different. We've done the gold! Gold's done! Don't make me do more gold. Look at that lovely gold. Oh, we've got 4. 4 for gems. 4 for gems, 2 for silver, 1 for doing the gold again. Looks like the gems might have it. Okay. So we've got red gems on here, and we've got green lenses. So the green lenses, I am going to do a little bit of silver for them, but we can do the red gems. So, look at our lovely Razorbacks. Hop, 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 hop. Okay. So I typically will use that, and where have we gone? And we're back. So, the way I'm going to do these large gems is I'm going to use these 3 colours. I'm going to use Flesh Tearers Red, Wildwood, and Lugganath Orange. So, we start with Flesh Tearers Red. Because we've done the gold, so they'll be nice and bright now. So we'll get that little bit of metallic sheen to them. Which is exactly what we want. So, we'll just move some Razorbacks out of the way so I can do this. So we'll start. We'll use a small layer brush here. So what we do is take that Flesh Tearers Red, and we just put this all over the top. Of the gem like that. Make sure we got it all. We've got the underside. There we go. Lovely. And we'll do this one. Go. And actually overspilled a little bit of some Flash Terror's red there, so just going to grab a little bit of that Liberator gold that we've still got thinned down and just correct that. Just there like that. Lovely. So what I might actually use is this Artis Opus brush to do those front gems actually, so I don't have to do that each and every single time. Just get a little bit more precision in there, like that. Too much. There we go. Just pop you out of the way. Do the last one. Lovely. That's why I started laughing a second ago, because this music is just a lot. And yet I don't know why, but it just feels oddly appropriate for painting blood gems. There we go. This song sounds like it's played on that mental instrument in the DC Man movie. I was thinking Flash Dance Party. I'm gonna go to a warehouse now and dance out my feelings. I think this might be the end of the song. Yeah, there it is. Well, that was fun while it lasted. We've got a little bit more. We might have already had this one. Do 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 do. We can change the music if you want me to make it a little bit more. If anyone wants to pretend like they're back in Games Workshop in the 90s and early noughties, we can we can do this. Give me a second. So we can change it to something like this. Get a little bit more of a You always knew you were in a GW because of two things, the music and the smell. Yes. Do you know what? I remember going into a Games Workshop, actually when I was getting sort of after I'd had a little time off, and I went into the Epsom Games Workshop and bought some Tactical Marines. They were just listening to Game of Thrones. Just the Game of Thrones soundtrack. It was just the theme song. I suspect it was on one of the shop CDs. Those lovely shop CDs. This actually isn't heavy enough for what my memory of Games Workshop was when I was very young. I used to work in a GW where the shop CDs would be magically scratched if they had awful music on. I think Into the West is seared into my brain forever from when the kid came out of that and flipping Rag and Bone Man song. Yes, I remember that. Oh man, it was everywhere. Ford F-150 sound truck here. For those who don't know, it's a modern hilly-billy truck. Hilly-bully truck. You know, my surname is Hill. This is, I don't know, this is completely unrelated. My surname is Hill, and that was what people used to call us to somehow tease us as kids. We were the Hilly-billies. Just went into the Magdalene and changed the music for something more Warhammer. This needs to be more Warhammer! So when Chris and I used to run Games Workshop stores, we would we'd put Disney soundtracks on because, you know, we're cool. Right, next up on these gens, what we're going to do is we're going to use a little bit of Wildwood, just add a bit of shading in. And you use it towards the top and just bring it down to the left-hand side. I use a little bit more wildwood here. Just to make it nice and dark. Like that. So it goes to kind of dark brown through to the kind of flesh tearers red on the side. So similarly on the blood drop here. Just going to grab that wildwood. That's a little too much. Do it like that. Add a little bit of it to those gems. Similar to this one. Just going to do it down the opposite side. A little bit in there. Like that. Marvellous. So that gives us that shadow. Do that downside. That's two. God, I've got full-on swamp rock. A little bit more wildwood here. There we go. I describe this one as aggressive barbecue. Yeah, that's fair. Now we need the 40k Primarchs reimagined as Disney princesses. Yes. Yes, we do. One day, somehow, Disney will own Warhammer. And then they become Disney princes. Somehow Disney will own it. When they decide they want to make, I don't know, like Kingdom Hearts, the tabletop war game, and then rather than just like doing it themselves, they just decide to buy Games Workshop and make them do it. With music by Randy Newman. Yeah, exactly. Time for bed for me. Good night, everybody. Catch you all on the next one. Thanks again for the fun and educational evening. We'll have to take care. Oh, thank you, Marty. Thanks for hanging out. I think if the Primarchs were Disney princesses, we wouldn't have had half the problems that we did have. Right, now we need to do the Lugganath orange. So let's get that on the palette. Now we need the Diddy brush for this with the Lugana. Start. No, this is the one I've just done. Just let that one dry for a minute. So we just want to take a tiny amount of Lugana orange. Just around the bottom corner opposite where we've added that wildwood. I'll add that as a highlight. Just like that. Just like that. Pretty good, right? One down. You've got a heretic in me. Yeah. I mean, aren't they already a princess? Got kidnapped? Check. Got rescued? Check. Mostly all a bit precious? Double check. Yeah. Yes, they are. I think I'm going to have to turn in as well. Cheers all, an evening of painting excellence and musical enlightenment. See you next time. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. You are very welcome. I'll have to come up with a musical theme for next week. A little wider than I like it. So I'm just going to use some Fresh Terra's Red to darken that one down. Ben Thorne, so I need recommendations. I'm getting back into miniature painting and I need new brushes. Mine were lost/damaged in moving across the country. Any specific brands and brushes y'all would recommend? I've been using GWs for the past 10 years, by the way. Citadel GW are great affordable workhorses and usually pretty easy to get to. Yeah, that's usually what I recommend, is if you want a brush that works and you can pick them up really easily, just go to your local Games Workshop. The Citadel brushes are great. They're the majority of what I use. I know Warhipster uses them. I do. I also use a set of Artis Opus Series M. That's correct. So, there we go. That's the brushes that I use the most of. Well, for all of my detailing work, they were absolutely worth the investment. I've been using them for it must be nearly a year now, and they're still got their tips on them. They're perfect. As you can see, they're being a bit grubby from repeated use. Not as bad as my thumb though. So this is Gaunt's Ghosts. I must apologise. The new Citadel range, I really like the dry brushes. I haven't had a chance to use the layers and stuff yet, but I really like the dry brush. I've used the dry brush a fair few times, and it is still looking like that, which is remarkable. I mean, it should be white and it's now orange, but you know. The other brand I often swear by is Army Painter. They're a second easiest to get hold of, I think. And they're reasonably affordable, and they do some different sizes to Games Workshop as well. So they do like things like the insane detail. So if you want to get a detail brush because you want to do some details like eyes and stuff, but you don't want to commit to something like an Artis Opus brush just yet, an Army Painter insane detail brush, it does a pretty good job. Yeah, I mean they're probably just a smidge. I think with Games Workshop brushes, you pay for the convenience of getting them. Because if you don't have a if you have a Games Workshop in your town but you don't have an independent hobby shop, like a Dark Sphere, for the lack of a better option, or Goblin Gaming, or you know, places like that stock other brushes, because I think because you can look on Amazon for hobby brushes. The problem is like there are so many people who make brushes, you don't necessarily know whether or not the quality's there. They might work for a bit and then the bristles might start to fall out, or they just don't hold their points, or this, that and the other. I think you generally, for like something of around these two layer sizes, S layer and M layer, you can't really go wrong with brands like Army Painter, brands like Citadel. I've not tried Broken Toad, but I hear good things. So yeah, there's lots. See, the reason I didn't say Bad Moon is because they only stock Citadel brushes. They do stock some Artis Opus boxes, but they don't stock individual Artis Opus stuff. They just stock GW brushes. I'd get some cheap synthetic brushes for base coating. My go-to are Pro Art Tip. I'm a cheapskate, so I avoid shopping at GW directly. Been using Element Games for a while now. Yeah, so I don't know. There's a number of different options on Element. They've got quite a good range. I think there's just a degree of what do you like. One of the things I really like about the Army Painter brushes is that when you get down to the details, like the thinner detail brushes, they're actually a triangular grip. I don't know why I like it, I just do. I like how it feels in my hand. It's just one of those weird things. So if you buy a Series M set, in fact, you know what, I'll go and get the box. here it is. So this is the set that I bought. These three are the ones I use the most. I haven't used the size 1 too much. I'm just going to move this Razorback before I crush it. So that's it straight out of the. It's a nice looking brush. But they do come with a little bit of brush soap, which is always a nice touch when you buy one of the box sets. Now, there's Games Workshop brushes are fine if you soap them up. That's the other thing. This is a lovely little set. So this set you get a 1, a 0, a 00, and a 000. The 000 is over here. There it is. So that's the finest brush that I believe they make. See how fine that is. It's a lovely little set, right? It does look like beard soap. Got a set of Monument Hobbies Bomb Wick Deck Cord synthetic Kolinsky brushes, as they were really highly reviewed. Might even use them one day. I've painted so much with an Army Painter Regiment brush. Whole armies have come off those bristles. I really like the Army Painter Regiment brush. It's great for contrast painting. It holds a lot of paint, but it doesn't splay out too much. I like simple and easy stuff. I mostly do contrast painting as it's the most time efficient and allows more creativity. You are my kind of man. Looks like beard soap. It does. I actually recently bought some other soap that's come very highly reviewed, which I am going to use. And it's this Instar Paints stuff. It's got a soap plus deep clean, soap plus cleaner, and a conditioner. And these are really cool. I had a little look at one of them. So like, there's like a tab in there that I can pull out, which I'm not going to just yet, but like, they smell nice. Similarly, yeah. I don't know if you can see, it's kind of more liquidy than it is solid, which is always nice. There's the conditioner as well. And I believe it's just a case of dip in that, give it a rub, dip in that, and dip in that, put it to the point, leave it overnight, and it'll be good to go. I'm looking forward to giving those a try, because they've come really highly reviewed in terms of cleaning your brushes. And one of the things I always have to do is clean dry brushes, because I go through dry brushes quite a lot. I'm not sponsored by... they might as well be beard soap. Do you know what? That would be an interesting video to make, wouldn't it? Does beard soap work on fixing brushes? Welcome, Rez. Artist brushes are cool, just for the case. Yeah, I mean, that was fun. I'm not sponsored by any brushes. I wish I was. I wish I had a sponsor. I wish I had a brush sponsor. If I could get sponsored by Artis Opus, that would be great. If anybody has any contacts, send them my way. I really like the new GW brushes. Like I said, I really like the dry brush, the STC dry brush. It's really good. It feels really nice. It looks nice. Oh, this is very GW music. This song is called The Pit of Doom. How GW is that? What I do also have, and I haven't used yet, is this STC Layer S. But it came a little bit splayed out, which I was a bit disappointed by. So I just need to steam that just to fix that a little bit. It arrived like that, and that was a bit sad. But it didn't have the brush protector on, so kind of understand it to a certain point. But just put that over some steam on the kettle for a few minutes, and then just refine it into a point. I'll sponsor your brush. Richard, I know you've been playing touch rugby. I know you're excited. You're bringing that energy in. I love it. What my bank calls my Warhammer hobby. Yeah. Oh, tell me about it. Here we go. Those gems look pretty awesome. So now all that's left to do is the silver on these guys. And the green gems. Chris, you can hear a spanner, so you're off to bed. Thank you for dropping by, Chris. I might hang out for another 5 minutes. Take it to let's take it to 10:30, and then I might stop the stream there. Because I think if I start the silver now, we'll be going till late. The three I would recommend are GW, Artis Opus, and Army Painter. But I trust Rich's Pro Art. I would happily try them out. Happily so. I think we've done a very good job tonight. Done a lot. Doesn't feel like it, but we've done a lot. Like I said, it's just that silver left to do, and then like these, the silver and the green lenses on the turrets there, and then there is the gun emplacements as well. I dare you to do the silver. Oh, I don't know. I mean, do people want me to keep streaming? If you want me to keep streaming, I'll keep going. You know. Because to be fair, I mean, the tracks and the spikes at the front, that's a dry brush. It's just the top stuff that then needs a bit of line highlighting. Because there's no sense line highlighting these. It'll all just come off once you start playing with them. I will leave it up to you. Rich is here to watch me paint silver. Okay, here's what we'll do. I will ask this question of you all. Do you want me to keep streaming? We can go till 11. Possibly later. We can do another half an hour. We can do another hour if we wanted. Wait, what's the silver beat? Was that what the whole point? Everyone knew. They were like, tonight I'm going to watch Warhipster do some silver. just to hit for the silver. Oh man. Okay. Looks like we're doing silver then. I shall message you. Rich. I might message you tomorrow about that. You want me to stream forever? I can stream forever if you want. I do need to sleep and use the bathroom and eat. I don't think anyone wants to see me eat. We keep going till 11:01. 11:01. Whew. Okay. Right. Well, I'm gonna. Let's just. I need to chill the music out. So we'll go back to the chill playlist. And sleep on stream. If you want me to sleep on stream, make sure you hit the donate button. Send me super chats. Do all that good stuff. We will do some silver though. Go on then. Let me grab some iron hand silver. Yeah, bathroom's fine. I'm a very elegant bathroom user. Tasteful, some might say. Okay. So I'm going to use my Wargamer small dry brush for this, rather than the STC brush. The STC brush is in a really nice place right now, whereas this one is nice and dinged up. Eating is okay as long as it's heavy ASMR. Should I do ASMR? Should I join the hot tub meta? That's something no one needs to see. Right. Here we go. Again, just move you out of the way. So we're just going to do a very gentle dry brush here. On the tracks. Need a bit more iron hand steel already. Hashtag totally not sponsored. Hashtag not a sponsored post. I just use this one in my spare time all the time. There we go. My thumb is camouflaged. My thumb is camouflaged from painting camouflage. The hot tub has to be filled with contrast medium. Oh god. I don't know if that'd be nice or horrible. I feel like this isn't really doing very much. So I might change tack here. Rather than using iron hand steel, I might go and grab my Necron compound. Wherever that has gone. Stormstone. That's right. And we're back. Let's see what this does. There you go, that's a bit brighter. I mean, a hot tub filled with contrast medium might be the most expensive hot tub in the world. Now, if we filled it with contrast paint, I would look like the most... I'd look like you'd recess shade me. Shaded me. Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine a hot tub full of Gilliman flesh? Blood Angel's Red would be a bit too horrifying, I think. Having seen what it looks like when you dip some Blood Angel's Red in, like, paint water. It does look like the opening of a site of a, you know, crime drama, a murder TV show. There we go. That's perfect. Necron compound all the way. I need to get some more Necron compound. It's one of my oldest paints. How infrequently I use it. Whoa, there's a little too much on my brush there. Okay, that's better. So delightful. Cygor brown would be difficult to explain. What are you doing? It's paint. Sure don't look like no paint I've ever seen. Should I put this out as a poll on YouTube? Which contrast paint would you like to make a hot? Would you like to have a hot tub full of? Talazar blue? These are the questions that get answered on the Warhipster live streams. You know what though, I'm pretty certain I've owned a Lush bath bomb that was exactly the colour of the Lupus pink. So that might be quite nice. Nice to take a hot tub in. It might be quite fun to submerge yourself in Flesh Terrors red in a hot tub and then burst out of it like Wolverine on Halloween, and then just watch as everyone loses their minds with how horrifying that would look. Particularly if you then proceeded to, you know, have a Flesh Terrors inspired murder rage set. I just say to people, it's okay, I'm Gabriel Seth. It's what I do. It's in my nature. Ethematic Blue, a plasma hot tub. Is anybody here on first name terms with Amaranth? Because we could probably get her to do it. I think you'd all enjoy that way more than seeing me do it. For one, I don't even own a hot tub. Or paddling pool. Ah, Rich, you know her well, do you? You bezies. You wish. Imagine if she couldn't swim. That'd be quite something. Should go on her next live stream and ask her. Hi Amaranth, can you swim? You spend a lot of time in water, but just wondering, can you swim? It sounds like I'm trying to start a beef with her. I'm absolutely not. all lead belched out gunfight, folks. That might be how I start saying goodnight to people. Gunfight! Gunfight, Chewie. Gunfight. Have a gunfight. Thank you for joining. Thank you for hanging out. Much appreciated. It's good fun, always. There we go. That's all the dry brushing done. Please do keep it clean. Let's keep it nice and clean, people. Okay. Okay. Right, how much of that is to highlight in terms of silver? There's quite a lot, I think. There's the gun. There's the vents. There's the various... As much as I thought. You're an excellent influence. There we go. Right. My computer is screaming at me. So I am gonna have to call it there now. But we have done some silver. There you go. Because the next part is just painstakingly highlighting these. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15? 15 details. So, I hope you found that interesting. Painting Razorbacks. You two are bonding. I love it. But yeah, I think we'll call it there. We've had a good 2 hours and 45 minutes. But these are awesome. I'm really pleased with how they're coming out. Unfortunately, we won't be continuing these next week because I'm hoping to get these done tomorrow at the latest. But yeah, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for chatting away. You really do make my Wednesday night. You make these streams so much fun, all of you guys. It's really, really appreciated. It's lovely to have company. Does anyone have any final thoughts before we wrap this up? We're approaching 3 hours, and I need the bathroom, which I know said was fine, but I'm not going to subject you to that. Just hang on for a few more minutes, in case anyone's got any burning questions they want to ask. But unfortunately we didn't get time to do the turrets. Next week, hot tub paint session. Oh god. I will not commit to it. Do you scrunch or fold the toilet paper? I fold. Need to speak to GW about sponsorship. We're getting there. We're nearly there. We need to get to 10,000 subscribers, then we can speak to GW about sponsorship. We're not far away now. So tell your friends to come subscribe, to hang out. Tell everybody about how great this is. Because it's so much fun. I love hanging out with you guys. So there we go. Yeah. I never know how to sign this off. 10k or 40k? Oh. What's 10k? Oh, I mean, we do. Oh, I see what you mean. We do need to get to 40k. Yes, that would be great. Because then we can be like, we have 40,000 subscribers and we need no more. because there's 40,000 of us and there's only Warhammer 40,000. Or we need 405k, so it says AOS. You are obligated to sponsor me. You've used my miniatures. That's a good point. Could ask them. No, we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. But yeah. No, thank you very much for hanging out. I know I've said that several times already, but yeah, great stream. Thank you guys. We'll do the same thing next week, provided there isn't any football on, because I've been moving them around based on when the football is. So traditionally we normally do this on Tuesday, but Wednesday's been fun. But it's been Wednesday because, you know, the football's been on, and you know I don't want to take anybody away from their football. Not that I think I'm a big enough draw away from the football. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming, and have a good rest of your night and a good rest of your week, everybody. See you later.